It's time to work that career and lift and push and lift and push. You got it. Now harder. Lift and push. It's the Career Workout. All right, so in the career workout here, we've got a article that is understand your role at work. So what's that all about, Tara?
So I had somebody recently ask me about they're in a transition mode with their work. They're trying to figure out some new skills, and I told them that when you're in a job where you're paid salary or hourly, you are expected to kind of build on those skills, and that can mean research. It means learning new different tips and tricks. It means learning a new set of skills, whatever that may entail. So in talking with this person, I told them they're kind of doing a freelance thing with their skills. And I told them, as you're learning new skills, you should be charging for that. And a lot of people don't realize, we kind of got into a conversation. A lot of people don't realize that part of your role is not knowing every single thing about your role, but it's understanding the idea that you know how to research your industry. You know who to find the best and newest information. You know where to go to get the latest and greatest news. And this was kind of a new concept that this individual and I were talking about, because it's kind of like, well, you don't realize that when you're hired for something, you're hired because you're capable, not necessarily because you can do it all. You're able to go find the information. And so while this particular column does not go into research, this particular column, which is understand your role from leadonpurposeblog.com, talks about understanding your role. And I think a lot of us sign up for a role with our managers, not really, we read the job description rather, but we don't really understand the depth to which we can go to make our role an art. And that's really what you should be focusing on, is trying to make your job an art so that you can enjoy it. And so understanding your role can be anything from talking to your manager, talking to your coworkers, or just kind of self-reflecting on a regular basis and getting really acquainted with what is the goal of your position, what is the overall purpose of your role within the team, within the organization, because that particular position that you fill, it plays a part in the ultimate goals of the organization. So you kind of figure out how you play into that, how your skill set can build into those things, and then produce accordingly. And sometimes that means learning something new. And so with the individual that I'm working with, they are in a specific industry, so they're having to learn some new stuff. And because they're transitioning, they're having to do it on their own. And so that means really having some initiative, some self discipline, and self management to get to that next step. Because sometimes when you have to research stuff, and I know I'm in a role where I don't know what it is I'm doing exactly, so I'm researching a lot, and it feels kind of devaluing, or it feels like you're doing the wrong thing when you have to tell your boss, I don't know exactly what that means. I've spent a lot of time researching it. But what is on the other side of that, what you don't really realize, I guess I'm trying to say, is that when you tell your boss you're researching something, it tells them that you are going the extra mile. You're trying to get in deeper. You're trying to develop that understanding so you can be productive, so you can provide the results, so you can get to the goal. And so that's really pivotal in developing your career and getting to that next step, and just learning different skills and trades that maybe can take you further down your career path and even take you to something different you didn't realize you had a niche for. So that's what this article, I mean, it's a much shorter article than that. I definitely spoke more than the article did, but in short, that's really what it's about.
Yeah, I think that's really important to sort of know what your role is and maybe prepare for the next one, right? Because
Yeah.
certainly you can do a lot of damage if you're acting outside of your role, but sometimes that's necessary too. So I think it's really highly dependent on situation.
Yeah, absolutely. It more than ever is. So yeah, just take it into context and see how you can go those extra steps. I keep hitting my microphone and it seems too close, but it's not. But yes, that's what that's about. That is what that's going on with that. Know your role, understand your role, deepen your role, make an art of your role.
Awesome. Well, let's go on and do the career fail if I can find.